You see, we have a popular saying in Nigeria, wahala no dey finish, meaning the problems never end.
Boko Haram has killed thousands of civilians, abducted women, girls, and boys. Its members continue to loot villages, murder people who try to escape. Many abducted in the past have been forcibly recruited as child soldiers or forced into marriage and sexual slavery. At the same time, the Nigerian security forces have committed and continue to commit serious atrocities. They have arbitrarily arrested, detained, and tortured people fleeing Boko Haram's attacks. And this is not an isolated incident. It's happening in a mass scale.
As far back as 2011, when they came in, now their guns have given them the power. So they go and started engage in indiscriminate abduction of women and young girls from their homes at night at gunpoint and then taking them away as sex slaves. And nobody talks. And then they go with their guns, toting their guns along the street, killing whoever they want to kill. Yes, they have absolute power over life and death. And then when the counterinsurgency operatives came, the scenario didn't change. Rather, it is even worse. I can remember a soldier telling me, you are now under a state of emergency. You have lost all your human rights. Hence, they can go to the market, close the gates of the markets, select who they want to keep there, and then start shooting them indiscriminately, massacre them and pack them, and then go and then bury them in mass graves. Many of the women in my network will now tell you Nigerian military is worse than Boko Haram. In our homes, along the streets, young men within Maiduguri and environments have been indiscriminately arrested. In fact, now we are rehabilitating the mothers of such victims of disappearances. We have almost 8,000 of such mothers that we registered within Maiduguri alone who are looking for their children who were arrested by Nigerian military. So impunity surrounds us all over. Impunity has become a norm. Impunity has become part of life in that part of the country, as if there are no authorities, as if there are no government, and then fear of God does not even arise in the context in which we live. So therefore, now the ICC coming up to impact with a resolution that they want to open investigation, we believe they are a God-sent, this is a God-sent intervention, where in fact, for the first time, the voice of the common man has been heard and then action is initiated. We just pray that this will be practicalized and then investigation carried out.
Nigeria is home to over 200 million brothers and sisters that are beautifully diverse in tribe and faith. But we lack education, a functional health system, electricity, we lack jobs, security. The basic things that any parent, guardian, and in this case, a leader should provide so that we can achieve our ambitions. Instead, these basic things have been weaponized by our leaders and used against us, used to lure us to do their bidding, used to oppress us, keep us too hungry to be angry, used to kill us. Now, this gave birth to a movement, End SARS, a movement against police brutality, which has since become a much bigger movement against bad governance. And the reason is simple. From the President, General Muhammadu Buhari downwards, they are all SARS. You see, because this is a government, yes, that would rather silence and kill its citizens rather than be guided by their concerns and their cries. They shot at us with live ammunition. We braced ourselves, we screamed, we sang, we cried, all while waving our Nigerian flags. You see, as I witnessed people die, I truly believed we would all die. And so I started to live broadcast the insanity on Instagram, and I am not the only one. In a matter of minutes, dreams and futures were lost. Nigerians killed unprovoked.
Whether it be in the Northeast, Zaria, or with respect to the killing of protesters in the streets of Lagos, the authorities in Nigeria have proved bent on denying crimes than showing any willingness to investigate and prosecute these crimes.
So the prosecutor has, as I say, given a lot of time and effort to help to encourage the national response, but ultimately we concluded already last year, we said we were likely to conclude our assessment this year, and this year now at the end of it, we have indeed confirmed that as things stand, there is a basis for the court to proceed because the national response doesn't correspond to what we're looking at. Moving forwards, as I say, we will continue to work in a collaborative spirit with the authorities. We want to be able to encourage them and stimulate them and to maybe be the stimulus that will try to galvanize calls for accountability that you have made and others have made. Maybe our presence as at the ICC with an open investigation will stimulate national activities to a different level. But if it doesn't, we also we proceed with our investigations and we build our cases, and we see what impact we can have in terms of contributing towards accountability. There are many situations that we're dealing with, and we have also a very small number of staff. We only have 80 investigators. You might laugh at that, but the point is that it's not that we're looking as an excuse not to do things, but just that we also are emphasizing that we also need support from state parties and from other stakeholders to also help the court have the means to deliver what it wants to do. What this means for Nigeria is that in the coming period, the prosecutor indeed will have to make some decisions on how to roll out investigations. Once an investigation is opened, the investigation it's subject to certain parameters. So in our case, for example, we would say we intend to investigate all alleged ICC conduct occurring since, for example, 2009, when the non-international armed conflict began. But it wouldn't be limited to only Boko Haram and the Nigerian security forces in terms of that armed conflict. It would look at any other allegation that fell within the scope of the court's jurisdiction.
We note the prosecutor has stated she looks forward to further constructive dialogue and exchange with authorities. Indeed, it's the right thing to do so, to demand action and cooperation from Nigerian authorities, and we wish her all the luck on this regard. But at the same time, every day of delay affects the chance of successful prosecution. So this is our call. We do hear the prosecutor's explanation that she is facing immense resource challenge, and this is undeniable. And we've called time and again every year on state parties who are failing to meet their obligations to ensure that they provide the court with adequate resources. But we will not accept a situation where the Office of the Prosecutor or the Assembly of State Parties says that justice for victims in Nigeria is too expensive or cannot be done due to resource constraints. Every day that passes is too many.
This government continues to fail in doing its duty as what I would have called an elected government, if that was not riddled with corruption itself. And so today, I urge you, as members of part of the global governing body and other members not here present today, to take necessary and swift actions in ensuring justice is served to the Nigerian people. Through your investigations, I believe you will find ample evidence to bring charges against the elements in the Nigerian government. Please, please do not continue to place us at the back burner or say we are not a priority. As Nigeria is a member of the United Nations, which says membership is open to all peace-loving states, it is evident in that statement alone the state of Nigeria has failed. Our leaders too greedy, too corrupt, and quite frankly, unequipped intellectually, mentally, physically to protect Nigerians or move the nation anywhere. If it is indeed true that the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, can relocate to Dubai, citing insecurity in the presidential villa, Aso Rock, the most secure building in Nigeria, then I ask, Where do we, the average Nigerian, go? Mr. Rod, you say your office has about 80 investigators. It was funny when you said it, but I can assure you, millions of Nigerians are willing to help provide all you may need to reduce the potential burden on this request. We only have our voices. That is all we have. As a people, we are using it to sorosoke. So please listen. It is now your duty to help us show that democracy, accountability does not only belong to a certain group of countries, but to all. As I said earlier, wahala no dey finish. But that does not mean problems are not solved. The time for action is indeed now.